Well, it's officially out. We have it now. England's 26-man squad for the Euros, and we get to see what Gareth Southgate has planned for the Three Lions. Mark Ogden is joining me for the full reaction for this one. Ogden, I suppose let's start with the biggest headline and speculation that went on this morning all day, which was whether Trent Alexander-Arnold would have a part to play in Southgate's plans or not. There were some seemingly credible reports this morning that suggested he wouldn't. However, he is indeed in this squad. Care to probably shine some light as to why there was so much doubt this morning and probably what changed to and led to him being included?
Yeah, there's been a doubt over Trent Alexander-Arnold's position for a while because he missed out on the squad for the last round of qualifiers, and obviously Gareth Southgate had picked 4 right backs in this squad: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, who was fantastic in the Champions League final, Kieran Trippier, who's won La Liga with Atletico, and Kyle Walker. So he's got a lot of options there, maybe a luxury in that respect. He's got a lot of right backs, but Alexander-Arnold can also play midfield, and I do think in future he'll end up there. I think he's got a great passing range. He's got great athleticism. I think he can add something to his physicality as well in the midfield. And I think with James Ward-Prowse missing out, it gives Gareth Southgate another option because he is light in midfielders right now, especially with Jordan Henderson having not played for 3 or 4 months. So that extra option in midfield helps. And I think that's why Alexander-Arnold has got in. I'd have picked him anyway. I do think he has his shortcomings in terms of his defensive ability, but I think with his crossing ability and his delivery and his obviously set piece ability as well, I'd have picked him all the time. So I'm glad he's in. I think he deserves to be in, but I'm not sure he'll start.
All right, well, right choice there for you in that one. I suppose let's go kind of close to home for you for Manchester. And speaking of Manchester United, 2 of them, well, Mason Greenwood, we heard the news this morning that he has withdrawn from the squad to deal with an underlying injury. Your thoughts on that, and also the fact that Harry Maguire has been included despite him also carrying an injury?
Yeah, now, Harry Maguire was always going to get in, I think, unless it was an injury that would just mean he couldn't play. He's an experienced player, he's a senior player, been to the World Cup, and I think he's one of Gareth Southgate's key men. He has to take a gamble on Harry Maguire because he's so important to the team, so important to the defence. With Mason Greenwood, we don't know what the injury is just yet, but obviously he's a young player. He's still developing. I think you can't really take any risk with young players and injuries. And also, I don't think he would start games. I think he would be an option on the bench. And to be away from his club for 4 to 5 weeks, delaying any potential surgery that he might need, I think that could set him back. So although I do think that Mason Greenwood would have lit the tournament up, I think he could have been a big impact player. It's probably the sensible thing to do to let him get fit, let him overcome this injury problem, and let him start next season with Man United, having got a full pre-season behind him. Because with younger players, if you play them too often, it does come back and haunt them at some point in the career.
Well, age is definitely on his side, so his time will come. Someone whose time I thought would have come, Augie, you know where I'm going. My man, Jesse Lingard, no part despite absolutely lighting up the scene with West Ham in the latter part of the season. Big miss in this one, or is it one that you kind of did see coming?
No, I think he's a surprise that he's not in the squad. I think, the fact that he had such a great end to the season with West Ham, he was a big part and then qualified for the Europa League. He also had a great World Cup in Russia 3 years ago. Gareth Southgate tends to go with players that have served him well in the past. Good character in the squad, great around the building. I'm surprised he's not there. There may be a reason for it that we don't know yet. He may have an injury that we don't know. Gareth Southgate may explain at his press conference, but I'm surprised that Lingard hasn't made it. You're looking at his attacking options, and maybe he's going for someone like Bukayo Saka, just as a bit of a gamble, a bit of an X-factor play ahead of Jesse Lingard. But yeah, I'm surprised that Jesse hasn't made it. I think, considering the options that Gareth's got in midfield that have got injury problems, Calvin Phillips, Jordan Henderson, I thought Jesse might have made it, but he's not. And I think that could be the end of the road for him internationally, because once you start missing out to younger players in tournaments, it's a long way back.
Long way back indeed. Well, I suppose overall, looking at the squad, we know that England have been spoilt for choice in a number of positions. And given their matches or their run-ups, especially having quite a few at Wembley on home turf, probably we could call them some favourites, even though I know England fans can be pessimistic at first. But looking at this squad, Augie, does it give you that vibe that they could definitely be favourites going into this?
I think England will be one of the favourites because they're playing so many games at Wembley. I think you look at the attacking options, you've got Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford. Of course, you have to consider them as favourites, but I do look at the path they've got potentially to the final. If they win the group, which they should win the group with 3 games at Wembley, you're looking at maybe playing France or Portugal or Germany in the second round. I think that's a really tough path to the final for England. I think the England's problem is defence and midfield. They can't hold on to the ball well enough. I think Jude Bellingham will make a difference, a positive difference. But I do worry about England's ability to keep the ball and defend properly against the top team. So I think if England play France or Portugal in particular in the second round, I think that could be it. I think that this big summer of football is coming home. It might not come home once again.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.